behavior. In 2019, and then, of course, as we all know, the resulting charges and the very light sentence were a betrayal of all of us. In 2019, when Epstein was arrested again, I attended his bail hearing and unexpectedly was asked by the judge if I wanted to speak about my own experience with him. I was shaky and afraid, but I did. The government did not keep him alive so that he could stand trial. In 2020, when Maxwell was arrested, I was one of the 4 women who was asked to testify against her at her trial. It was one of the most challenging things I've ever done, but I did so because I believed it was important for myself and for so many others that she was held accountable. Then this summer, in quick succession, we learned of the DOJ's unexplained change of heart about releasing the Epstein files. We learned of Ghislaine Maxwell's interview by Todd Blanche, her unprecedented prison transfer, and our president's refusal to rule out giving her a pardon as whispers about that possibility grew louder. I found myself once again feeling betrayed and outraged and unable to focus on anything other than this case. Because I was learning about all of these events in real time, I was looking online for information and conversations about what was occurring. I was so grateful to find interviews with Congressman Garcia speaking out about what was happening and highlighting how inappropriate and suspicious these choices were. When you've been repeatedly ignored and betrayed by the government, it's so meaningful when members of the government stand up and call out what is happening is wrong. I had the opportunity to go to DC earlier this month to meet with Congressman Garcia and other members of the House Oversight Committee, and most importantly, to stand with other Epstein survivors to demand the government take accountability and release the files they had guaranteed would be coming. During that meeting, I was grateful to hear promises from members on both sides of the aisle that they intended to fully investigate the government's handling of this matter and to move forward with transparency. Unfortunately, it became immediately clear that while there are both Democrats and Republicans standing with us, there is immense pressure from top government officials to not bring the Epstein Transparency Act up for a vote. It is not clear whether other lawmakers will have the courage to stand with victims rather than predators. But what is clear is that they and this administration have the opportunity to live up to their promise of finally bringing transparency to this horrific saga. 2 years ago, my sister Maria asked the FBI to do an investigation of their Epstein law enforcement failures. They refused to do that. She has made repeated FOIA requests for her own files in this case. They have never been provided. Most recently, they responded that they would get back to her in November 2027. In May, having been repeatedly ignored by the US government, Maria filed a lawsuit against them. I believe many other survivors will join me in doing the same. If the government won't do it on its own, it's up to us, the survivors, to demand accountability, demand transparency, and to hold US law enforcement responsible for failing to do their jobs. I just also wanted to add that it has been an incredible experience today to be in the room with so many powerful female leaders in this community, and the conversations we had about how these issues of child sexual exploitation, of trafficking, they are not just things happening over there. They're not just things happening to other people. They're very much things happening in this community. And it is so important that we continue to come together and work to educate people about these crimes and to make sure that people know that they will be held accountable for committing these crimes. When I have the most powerful aspect of I'd say today's meeting and my trip to DC was the power that comes with speaking with other survivors. And I truly believe that this issue is not going away, and we are more emboldened than ever, and we will get the answers that we demand.